Welcome to a video on the How to Counter series, where I shall teach you how to counter some of the most obnoxious and powerful characters in the game. Today we shall be taking a look at the infamous Toxic Brainz and how to counter this exploitable heap of shit. Let's get started. Before we learn how to counter Toxic Brainz, let us take a look at what they are capable of and how much of a threat they are on the lawn. Toxic Brainz is a legendary Super Brainz variant whose primary and secondary attacks are initially weaker in comparison to the stock variant. However, with him being a legendary variant, he has access to a meter known as Toxic Overload. The meter is one of the two meters to fill up differently, as rather than requiring vanquishes, all that is needed are punches. A total of 15 hits are required to fill the meter, upon which he will be granted a 50% speed increase, 50% damage resistance, and the strongest part, a ×3 damage multiplier, allowing him to deal monstrous levels of damage far beyond what most variants can do. The effects last for a total of 15 seconds, and the damage buff applies to his abilities as well. Because of the nature of how Toxic Brainz functions, it means that high health classes, armored variants, or anyone using a defensive ability will be his primary targets if they don't deal too much damage to him. However, if in a herbal assault match, he can very easily exploit any summoned Varsweeds for his Toxic Overload, as they boast a massive health pool and do not harm him much at all, essentially giving him his entire meter for free. Because of this, it is strongly advised to not summon any high health weeds if a Toxic Brainz is spotted in herbal assault, for you may just end up granting him free access to dominating your team. Characters that are either close range specialists or have access to stuns to slow him down will have a significant advantage against him, with Chomper being an exceptionally good candidate in this case, for not only do they have access to Goop, which has little downtime, but they also have access to Spikeweed, which can not only instantly shut him down, but make him unable to fight back at all, allowing you a near 2-second window to take him down. The barbecue tree man also has tools to shut down a Toxic Brainz, though this interaction is a lot more of a double-edged sword, as if you are not careful or misuse your tools, then you can be treated as a battery for his legendary meter, so caution is advised when playing as the barbecue tree man. Additionally, with him being a part of the SB class, he shares many of their weaknesses, such as his lack of options at range, meaning that cacti and corns will be able to outrange him, as well as corn having access to high burst damage options should he close the distance. Ice variants also cripple him due to the class's reliance on their melee attacks, but with Toxic Brainz, this is much more impactful due to how he fills his meter, so preventing him from doing so can shut him down easily. Classes that are able to chain their stuns with the ice effect, like Frozen Citron or Frost Rose, will be quite strong against him. However, the main weakness of Toxic Brainz is how much he relies on his meter, as his initial base stats are significantly weaker than the stock variant, making him not much of a threat if spotted, so be sure to take advantage of his weaker stats to take him down beforehand. Thanks to this video, you will now know how to swap to Frozen Citron and just soft target the Toxic Brainz to keep them in check and prevent them from getting their domination clips to get 6 upvotes on Reddit. Be sure to come back for the next episodes next week. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more shit like this. Have fun.